Recording.
All right. Hello and welcome to Fresno City Toastmasters. We got a small group today, and I realized that we did schedule a meeting after a holiday. So maybe that was not the best. We'll talk about that for next week. Let's kick it off with our mission statement. It's in the bottom left-hand corner of your agenda. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Looks like we have no guests today, all members. This is a nice little cozy meeting. I like it. As far as business announcements, we should talk about next week since it is the day after President's Day. Do you want to go dark or should we still try to have a meeting?
Maybe if today was a test of that. Because we just got back from a 3-day out of town thing and I'm scrambling to get all my stuff done. Usually I get down on Monday.
Yeah, I am going out of town next week and I'll be back late Monday night. So
yeah, maybe we should. And
why don't we just cancel then?
Okay.
Yeah, and the other thing though is that we have our speech contest that following.
That's the thing. The following the speech contest on the 23rd. So we would just have to be ready for that.
What do you think, Denny?
I'm up for either one, whatever you want to do. I'm going to be here.
Okay.
You want to raise the hands on who would rather cancel?
Three of us.
Okay. So we'll keep it going.
Okay.
If you need some help, Farron, just let me know.
I can still start the meeting. I'm sure I won't take any roles that day, maybe. Okay, so then next meeting will be on, what's the date for that? The 17th? 16th.
16th.
February 16th, and it will be backwards day. We're going to try that backwards day meeting. So we'll start the agenda from the bottom and go up. It'll be fun. Maybe that's what we need right after a long holiday break. We'll see how it goes. The following week after that, the 23rd, is our speech contest, and I lost the list of who signed up. So let me grab my pen. For the international speech, we had Joey, right? And anybody else doing international? Chanel. You were the only two, correct? Okay, and then humorous was myself. And Sarah, I don't remember if you volunteered. No?
I don't remember either. Oh, for what?
The humorous.
Oh, for the speech?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I definitely did not sign up for that. Okay. I was looking at it to consider it, but that was about it.
All right, so Sonia and Denise, I remember. Was anyone else interested in it? I don't think so. Okay. So 5 total contestants. I guess we'll just send out emails and we'll talk about it next week. So,
Farron, confirm for me the names then. Joey and Chanel for international.
Yeah, and then humorous will be myself, Sonia, and Denise.
There we go. Thank you.
Yeah. If I don't know where we're at with planning that and the rules and stuff, but if you guys need any help, just let me know.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Any other business announcements that I'm missing? Cool. Welcome, Ty. Just let you pop in here. We can go over our housekeeping for our Zoom. I think everybody pretty much knows it, but we do our jazz hands for applause. Keep yourself muted unless you're called upon. And if you are giving a speech, try to stand up if it's at all possible in your workspace. And I will pass the podium over to Sarah, our Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Farron. National Pizza Day. I don't know how many of you guys actually like pizza. I think most of you guys are frozen on my screen, so I won't be able to see you guys raise your hands. Apologize for that. But National Pizza Day. So a lot of people really love, according to the stats that I looked up, it was 2% of the population does not like pizza. And then it was really fun for me to look up at its origin. Because I'd heard, it came from Italy, but then other people say, oh no, it came from somewhere else, and all these other things. But the story that I happened to read, it did come from Italy, but it's actually from Naples region, and it wasn't in It was not quite in Italy at that time when it was first started, but they were the working poor in Naples, Italy, or Naples at the time. But they just, had to work all the time, and they didn't have a lot of time, they didn't have a lot of money, and so what they did is they just took this flatbread and they started throwing stuff on it so that they could get all the different nutrients and all these different things, and had it. Eventually the Queen of England came over and she was tired of her normal food or whatever, and she tried one and ended up absolutely loving pizza, although she didn't tell people for a really long time. But I just think what a cool history this is that something that everybody loves came from people who were poor. And it seems like a lot of times when we are poor and we're not able to have all the things that we need, we end up getting more creative and find new things and find new ways to do stuff to overcome those obstacles. So I think it's kind of a cheers to people who overcome their obstacles and find new and fun ways to do it. And I think that's what we do here at Toastmasters. We take something that maybe we are poor in speaking, and we're able to find new creative ways to do it that work for us and be able to move on. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our general evaluator, Chanel West.
Hi guys. Let me remove Sarah's spotlight there. Can't tell if it removed it. Sorry. Okay, I think we're good. Hi, I am the general evaluator for today, so I will be overseeing the meeting to make sure that everything runs smoothly, that we are functioning on time according to our schedule, and that everybody is performing their roles. So as the general evaluator, it's my job to introduce our evaluation team. We do have a slight change. Farron Storm said that he could be the timer for today since you were taking on double roles. So first I will introduce our grammarian, who is Farron.
Okay. Let me get it into the chat. I was trying to do both jobs at once, so I was having my timer stuff ready. But there you go. The word of the day is now in the chat. It's aficionado. I kind of think we had this word before, but why not have it again? Aficionado is a noun, a serious devotee of some particular music genre or musical performer, or an especially knowledgeable and dedicated fan. Try to use aficionado today during your speech or table topics, and I will keep track of who uses the word.
Thank you, Farron. And next, I would like to introduce our counter of the day to explain the role, which is Winnie.
Hello, Toastmaster. Hello, everyone. As a counter, I will take note for all the speakers say some ahs, arms, so start over. Okay, but anyway, these words who speaks during the meeting, I will record the end of the meeting, give everyone's record. Thank you.
Thank you, Winnie. Good explanation. And Storm is going to jump in as our timer for today, so please welcome Storm to explain that role.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Storm. I will be your timer for today. The speeches will be from 5 to 7 minutes, and then our table topics will be from 1 to 2 minutes. This is the application I'm going to be using. I will attempt to show the actual numbers because I know that through the camera, you can't exactly see the colors.
All right, thank you, Storm. Sounds good. And I am, the fourth role. So I am the Zoom master for today. I am doing my best to juggle that and general evaluator and not forget to spotlight people when I'm supposed to. So thank you for giving me grace. With that, I'm going to pass it back over to Sarah, our Toastmaster, and she will introduce our speaker for today. Thank you. Except I think Sarah left. So that's awkward. She's not asking to join. We will just
Let me see here.
We'll just push right through though if you guys are okay.
I got it.
Was that Heather?
Yeah, I sent it to Farron. earlier
Oh,
today.
Farron? All right, Farron, you got it.
Like the last minute self.
All right, I would like to introduce Heather Davis. She is giving her speech number 2, not sure of the pathway. It is an honest speech about the realities of life, procrastination, and the goals ahead. She is still determined to make this year her best one yet. Here is Heather.
Thank you. Sorry about the pathway part. This is just the initial public speaking pathways, which I'm on, which is my goal, is to get better at public speaking. So yeah. Also, Vinny, I'm very sorry you're going to be counting a lot today. So just to begin, let's see. So my first speech was about the new year and discipline and my determination to grow this year. And let me tell you, I've already have been knocked down a few pegs on the realities of what I'm hoping to achieve this year. Now, I still believe that it's a reality, but I'm also realizing that there's a lot more, a lot of things in my way, whether it's my own self or just life happens. And I'm learning real quick that you don't have to have a new goal at the new year. I have a tendency to want to start at the beginning, and not start in the middle or just pick up wherever I can. I like to start here and go through the whole process, but I'm beginning to realize that life doesn't always work out that way, and just to start where you can. And now we are on the 9th day of February already. We're almost through the first quarter of the year, which is crazy to me. And I have hit really almost no goals that I've set for myself in the last speech that I talked about, which was, getting in shape and eating healthier and living a more stress-free life, and growing spiritually. Those are some of the main goals that I had for myself this year. Now, I'm not going to say that I haven't been making progress. I definitely have, but I had these expectations of myself, and when I don't always meet those expectations, I'm definitely my biggest critic. And so I'm learning to just be more graceful. I hope to give others grace, and I forget to give myself grace as well. And so I think that is become a goal of mine, this year. I guess I'm just adding more goals to the list. And I've learned that that's something that I just have to embrace and, learn to move forward and not hold myself back and stay in a spot while I see others moving, because it's so easy to see other people living their life and going in the direction that they want, and all you see is just the highlighted reel, like on Instagram and things like that. You only see the best part. You don't know what they're going through. So I'm learning not to compare, but we're getting there. And I'm hopeful that, this year of discipline and growth is still my main goal, and it's still what I'm going to do. But I'm learning to adjust as I go. And like I said, getting in shape, it's still a long way ahead. But my husband and I, we've been rollerblading and biking and doing a lot more outdoor activities. And for his birthday, we have something really fun planned that I can't really say too loud because he's here, but it'll involve being outdoors. And that's just so exciting. Eating healthier, we're trying to cook more. May not be the healthiest, but we're cooking and we're trying. We call it Master Chef days because we're obsessed with Master Chef, and we just have to try and put these food combos together. We just don't want to waste food. It's very interesting. And then just growing spiritually, just reading my Bible more, trying to be more in the Word of God, and I guess really listening to the path that He has set for me, and just trying to be a good steward of what He wants for me. And my husband was like peeking in, sorry. And I have to be very honest, this speech wasn't the most planned out, as I'm sure you could probably tell. But instead of paralysis through analysis and not doing something because of the fear of it, I just am pushing forward. And that's something that I had learned from my procrastination days, and which is a really big thing that I'm trying to break this year and be better about. So I just thank you guys for listening and being, not judgmental and letting me have this very disorganized speech. But that's essentially where I'm at right now. And I look forward to a better speech next week, probably, or hopefully a little more planned. We'll see. But that's where I'm at with my icebreaker speech. So thank you.
Great job, Heather. I love your honesty.
Thank you.
And I will bring up Table Topics Master Joey Myers.
Thank you, Farron. And Heather, you're not giving yourself enough credit there. Remember, I told you, you've heard me talk on that, is that it's nice to be able to put something together that's cohesive and that makes sense to our audience and that you can also connect. So that's all part of the game. So way to go. Keep up the good work. I'm going to copy and paste this before I get in. So again, little rendition of table topics. It has to do with being able to speak on the fly. Today, I'm just going to post these questions and you guys, we're going to have plenty of time to do this. There we go. So our theme, I'm going to stay with that, National Pizza Day Table Topics. And these questions, what these questions are meant to do, they can be either, I could have kept these secret and then had you come up and volunteer and then I give you the question. That's how it could have been done. But today we're just going to lay them out there. We're going to get some cool, interesting stories here. And some of these questions are, what is your favorite pizza and why? And why? Maybe you can tell us a cool story about why pizza is your favorite. Another question, if you don't eat pizza, then what is your quote unquote pizza alternative for those Farrons out there, those non-real pizza eaters, although I know she probably eats it, but it's in a vegan form. And another question, do you have an interesting pizza story? So it doesn't have to necessarily center around pizza, but pizza can be in the story. It can be a cameo in your story. And the last one, I like Sarah in her opening monologue as Toastmaster. Do you have an interesting poor pizza creative story like Sarah mentioned in her opening? So I want to start just to get the wheels greased and start with mine. We had a trip. We went to Wonder Valley this weekend with the kiddos, just wanted to break away. And I'm going to switch this to gallery view because it looks like Heather's right on the screen there, just so I can see your bright smiling faces. So we went to Wonder Valley. For those of you, anybody been to Wonder Valley, by the way? Yeah, Denny. Nobody else? Just Denny and I? Ooh, it's a cool trip. It's a cool spot. So Wonder Valley, think of it like if you've seen Ernest Goes to Camp, that movie, that old 80s movie, for those of you that'll date me out there, where Ernest goes to camp and you have all the different camp activities. You have canoeing, you have rope climbing, you have wall climbing, they had, what do you call it, the trampolines. They have all kinds of cool stuff. The soccer field, the football field, the volleyball courts, they have all kinds of cool stuff there. So we took the kiddos there. The problem, there's so much fun stuff to do. The challenge, I don't want to say the problem, the challenge is not really having anywhere to eat. You can eat there, but they're going to charge you an arm and a leg to eat there. So my pizza creative story is we actually got pizza, but to get the pizza, it's like 15 to 20 minutes away. You got to drive to Squaw Valley. And it's only 5 miles, by the way, but 5 miles down a windy road, very windy road, very windy. And we got pizza Sunday night, waited till it was dark, probably the dumbest thing. Had to go this windy road. And by the way, there's cows and horses that could be on the road that you have to watch out for. And you're going up and down here. So your normal lights are going to, as you're going up, they're only going to hit the up part. So you're not going to see what the rest of the road is. So you have to use the high beams. And then you got to turn the high beams off if somebody's coming the other way. So you had all these, it's almost like I was in my own little journey to my hero's journey, trying to get to the pizza place. And all we're trying to do is eat pizza. We get to the pizza place and then have to make the drive back, which is another 15 to 20 minutes. And it's 4 or 5 miles. So that is my cool creative pizza story. We brought a bunch of food to cook there and make there just creatively. Didn't have to go crazy Heather master chef type style. And we had to be creative because we knew we weren't going to be able to eat out or find any place to eat. So we just treated ourselves to one of those nights. So that's my creative pizza story. So anybody else? Farron, go for it.
I would like to dispel the myth that vegans don't eat pizza. I eat pizza all the time. I'm a pizza aficionado, a vegan pizza aficionado, actually. I will just do my little speech on where to get vegan pizza in Fresno. You can go to Pyology, and funny story there, Pyology used to offer I think it was $50, and you could get one pizza per day for an entire month. So 30 pizzas if you went every single day. And of course, I went every single day. I always would get the same thing, loaded up with veggies. They offer Daya cheese, which is a vegan mozzarella type of cheese. And then they had 3 different types of vegan meats. There was like a chicken that really sucked, and sausage and meatballs. So I suggest if you go to Pelagie and you try to get it vegan, you have to get the gluten-free crust, Daya cheese, and the sausage rounds and all the veggies. It's great. Another place to go is Mod Pizza. They just opened up. They also offer a lot of vegan options. And Me and Ed's, the only one that offers vegan pizza is at Ashland and Fowler in Clovis. They have a vegan combination with Beyond Meat sausage that is phenomenal. My mom ordered me a whole large pizza for myself for the Super Bowl. And she was like, there's no way you're going to eat that entire large pizza. I ate almost all of it except for 3 slices. That's how much of a pizza aficionado I am. And I think that's it for Fresno area of where you can get good vegan pizza. Thank you.
There you go, Farron. I knew you were going to chime in on that. And I have become a cauliflower crust pizza aficionado over at Pyology. Much better on my stomach the next day. Anybody else? Let's go Storm, because Storm, Heather, you had your speech. We'll come back. We'll round about. We'll get everybody in here. Storm.
So I missed the last 2 meetings. There's a reason, but the reason was very, very poor excuse. My alarm goes off at 10 p.m. at night. I'm exhausted. I get into Cairo, Egypt at 1 or 2 a.m. on one day, and then just getting the time zone just changed everything. So my first meal there was a Pizza Hut pizza, and my last meal there was a pizza in room service. I enjoy the pineapple pizzas. They are my most favorites. I do like mushrooms. A lot of people don't like mushrooms, so it's kind of one of those things of like, should I get it or should I not? Should I even ask or just get something else or just ask them what they want? Because it's such a big thing for some people. They just hate mushrooms, and I'm like, why not? And so pineapple is definitely one of the things for me. I don't like any meat, no meat, no hamburger, no anything. I am not vegan, but I also don't like to eat any red meat. So that's where I come from. And I had a wonderful time having a Pizza Hut that tastes just the same as the United States.
Nice, Storm. Thank you. I got a lawnmower going on in the background, so I'm trying to mute it when somebody takes over. Great story, Storm. Welcome back, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Denny, did you raise your hand before Storm? Go for it, Denny.
Yes.
Go for it.
My husband and I like thin crust pizza, but you can't get it at the market that has anything good on it. So we get the best thin crust we can, and then we add all kinds of things to it. So I put onions and garlic and spaghetti sauce and turkey kielbasa, all this stuff on there. Stick it in the oven and it comes out just fantastic. And we get the thin crust we want. Last week I did our pizza, and we have a few dogs in the kitchen. They live in the kitchen. And the oven smells so good, but I'm careful because obviously the oven's hot. So I open it up, take the pizza out, and I had it on one of these holders, and it slid off like this right onto my dog. Thankfully, my dog has a really thick coat. The only thing it did was stain it red. But he survived okay. I cleaned him off. The pizza, however, did not survive. So that was my lesson for the week. Be more careful taking the pizza out.
Did they eat it though, Denny?
Of course.
Of course. You said they live in the kitchen. I bet primarily under the table.
No. Mm-mm. We
No.
actually have a gate. We have a gate between the kitchen and the dining room area.
Got it. Very cool. Good story, Denny. All right. Anybody else? And we can go to Heather. Heather, go for it.
So I worked at a pizza restaurant, Michelangelo's. I don't know if any of you know it. It's in Old Town Clovis. It's an Italian pizza restaurant and bar. It's really good. So I'm definitely an aficionado when it comes to pizza too. I've had a lot of different types of pizza. I think the two most interesting I've ever had was shrimp with pizza. It was actually really good. It was like a no sauce. It had Napales. It had olive oil, tomato. Like it was really light and refreshing, and the shrimp actually really added to it. And then, has anybody ever had spaghetti pizza? It's really good. Michelangelo's is really known for it. If you get like the thick crust, like the Chicago deep dish, they load it up with all the cheese, the sauce, meatballs, or spaghetti, meat sauce, and meatballs, and then they do like a little garlic butter around the edge. It's so good. It's some of the best pizza I've ever had. So if you guys are ever craving pizza, definitely try out Michelangelo's because they're some of the best pizza. And they do like 50-inch pizzas too, like big pizzas. So if you need pizza, they're your go-to place.
Love that, Heather. I could have gone into that $50 in 30 days, Farron, at Pyology. But you just have one pizza. Just one pizza lasts you 30 days. Right.
Was it like a big pizza or a small pizza? I'm just curious. Like, was it a good size for it?
The Pyology pizza?
Mm-hmm.
They only come in one size. They're, I think, 10-inch, right?
10 pieces or something. I think it's 10 pieces.
10 pieces. I don't know.
Yeah, probably 10, 12-inch, something like that.
But I would eat the entire thing every time I went.
All right, anybody else? Chanel, Winnie, Ty, did you want to try your hand?
I think our Toastmasters.
Sure.
Ty?
Oh, yeah, sure. Thank you. So I am a person who loves pizza. Growing up, I didn't get to eat pizza a lot. So when I eat pizza now, I have to be very careful because I don't eat pizza like a regular person, in moderation. I always kind of go a little overboard and, I always seem to pay for it the next day. So I'm not an aficionado, but I do love beer and pizza. My favorite pizza is from Round Table. I'm a big Round Table guy. I love the deep dish. The thick crust. It's called the Gourmet Veggie with red sauce, which is an amazing pizza. But I haven't tried any vegan pizza or anything like that. I look forward to trying it sometime. I'm kind of trying to hone in that part of my diet a little bit. But I would say that I'm definitely not an aficionado. I don't really eat it that often, but when I do, I go nuts. So it's not a really pretty thing to see.
Love that, Ty. You're like the Dos Equis of pizza eaters.
Yeah.
I don't drink, but when I do.
Exactly.
Love it. Winnie, Chanel.
Go, Winnie.
Yay, Winnie.
When I live in Beijing, I like to eat pizza, but when I came to America, pizza is really different, totally different. Because the smelling for a lot of cheese here. Before I never eat cheese, and my older son, he born in Beijing. He came to here 1.5 years old. He didn't like pizza. He hate pizza, hate cheese. But when we try a couple times, more and more, right now, he is really love pizza, and me too. I like pineapple pizza and spicy pizza. My older son, he born in American. He love pizza. Oh my gosh, he's totally American. He love pizza, cheese noodles, everything American food, and he hate Chinese food. It's really totally different. So we tasted it already changed. Thank
So
you.
Winnie, what's the difference between the pizza in China and versus here?
Here it's too much cheese and oil. And in Beijing, we didn't can taste about the cheese. It's not too strong. It's very light. Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. Like to hear how pizza is made all across the world. All right, I think Chanel.
I'll finish it up with my pizza story. I grew up here in Fresno, and I grew up eating me and Ed's pizza. That was, if my family got pizza, that's what we always got. We love it. The thin crust and lots of vegetables on top. Farron, I'm our local. Me and Ed's, it's right by our house, is Ashland and Fowler, so I'm curious about the vegan pizza now. I've never actually had vegan pizza that had cheese on it. I've just had it where you get it with no cheese and it's just the sauce, and it's not very great. So I'm curious about the vegan cheese option. However, though, I grew up eating just thin crust pizza. That's what I know. That's what I like. When I was 19, I got to go with one of my college roommates to Chicago for a day. I got to go to Chicago for one day. So naturally, for if those of you who are familiar with Chicago, we did all of the tourist stuff that you would want to do as quickly as possible. We saw the Bean downtown, and I got to dip my toe in Lake Michigan, and we went to the art museum there. But of course, because it's Chicago, we had to get a Chicago deep dish pizza, which I had really never had before. It was my first experience eating a deep dish pizza in Chicago, and it was good, but I would say that after that experience, I still like the California style thin crust pizza better. That is definitely my preference, probably because it's what I grew up and what I'm used to. The end.
Thank you, Chanel. Yeah, let me know how that I was gonna say, let me know how that vegan pizza goes over there. Me and Ed's, if you get it.
Okay.
I know that Farron's a little biased, so go ahead, Farron.
It's great, I promise. Everybody try it. No, it made me think of another pizza story just really quickly because I know we still have a little bit of time.
We got time.
I have taken Amy and Ed's pizza large in a box on a plane before. I thought they were going to give me trouble at TSA. Not at all. Apparently it's a thing. It's not the first time they've seen it at the Fresno airport. My aunt loves me and Ed's just plain pepperoni pizza, and she's lived in Texas and she's lived in Florida, and I've taken it to her.
Wow.
Yeah, you can take me and Ed's pizza on an airplane.
Cool hack. Cool. All right. Well, I think we maybe about 5 minutes early from table topics, so I will hand the baton over to our general evaluator, Chanel West.
Okay. Thank you, Joey. Good conversation, everybody. I'm going to pass it right back over to Denny, who will be evaluating Heather's speech today. So let's welcome her.
Heather, thank you for being brave and going forward with your speech today. I'm gonna just read to you some of the things that I wrote down. You have this fantastic smile and energy that comes across really naturally. And even though you said that you didn't feel prepared, you seemed really natural. You didn't seem like you were nervous as you were talking, which is nice. There's a nice vulnerability in the way you speak, and you talk about how you feel, and you look very comfortable. You have a very nice voice also. It carries well, and you have a voice that's nice to listen to. The things you talked about, I got the idea that you've actually made a lot of progress on your goals. I had to listen a little bit. One of the things that I heard first out of the gate was you apologize. And so I'm going to encourage you to, on your next speech, no apologies. Just come right out and start with your speech. Because if you don't apologize for anything, I'm not listening for anything wrong. And really, there wasn't anything wrong in there. You have actually made a lot of progress on the goals that you set for yourself. And that's really what you were telling us about and what I wanted to hear about. So you did a lot of progress on that. You said rollerblading and biking. So that was your physical exercise, eating healthier. And you gave us examples of that. Growing spiritually, you said reading your Bible. So you did a lot of things and pushing through fear. So those are some really great goals. Maybe you didn't do everything that you set for yourself. You also talked about lowering expectations a little bit or not meeting your expectations. So next speech. The only thing I'm going to say that you could do to make it better is no apology. It's not needed. No apology at all. And I know that that's a little bit difficult to think about, because if you're thinking apology, it sort of comes out, but you don't need to apologize. I think as you go forward, you've got a really positive spiritual message to get out, and you have a great energy. So I look forward to your next speech. Thanks, Heather.
Okay, thank you, Miss Denny, for that review. We are now going to go into the evaluation of the meeting. So with that, did I miss something? No, okay. With that, I'm going to call back up our evaluation team to give their report today. We will end with Farron to give people more time to use the word of the day. So Storm, you were our timer. Can you please give us the timer report?
All right, everybody. Today I was your timer. Not the best timer, but I tried to get everybody in. So we had one speech today. The speech was Heather, and it was 4 minutes, 34 seconds. Plus or minus, I wasn't sure if I cut off the open or if I got the opening correctly. So about 4 minutes, 34 seconds, plus or minus 20 seconds. And then we had our evaluation, which was Denny. She came in at 2 minutes, 47 seconds, which was excellent. For our table topics, Farron, you were at 1 minute 37. Joey, I think I missed part of yours, and you were at about 1 minute 45 seconds. For my table topic speech was 1 minute 18 seconds. Chanel, you're at 1 minute 24 seconds. Heather, for hers was 1 minute 16. And Denny, I totally forgot to record yours for your table topics. It came in at 1 minute over. I was just entranced with the conversation about pizzas. Ty, you were at 56 seconds, and Winnie, you were at 1 minute 27 seconds.
Very good. Thank you for hopping into that role at the last minute, Storm. Next, we will hear our all-counter report from Winnie.
Thank you, Chanel. Heather, 13 are 1 arm, 3 so, 7 you know. Yeah, that's your first speech. That's great. About evaluator Danny, 3 so. Table topic, Joey, Farron, and Danny. I didn't catch anything about them. Storm, 1 so, 1 but. Heather, 2, 1 arm. Ty, 3 so, 1 you know, 1 1 arm. Chanel, 2 arm, 1 so. I didn't catch myself. Thank you.
How convenient you didn't catch yourself. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you. Very thorough. I appreciate that. I'm not doing good today. I'm now going to abuse my position as general evaluator to frantically use the word of the day right before I call up Farron. And I would just like to say I'm very happy to be here, and I would consider myself an aficionado of Toastmasters. So please welcome Farron to give our grammarian report.
Nice way to slide it in there, Chanel. I heard the word of the day from myself, Joey, Heather, Ty, and Chanel. Did I miss anybody? Don't think so. All right, so good job, everybody.
Thank you, Farron. To conclude, our meeting is probably going to end a little bit early today. We just had one speech, so that's okay. I want to say again, thank you, Storm, for stepping into the position of timer at the last minute. Glad to have you back. Also, Farron, good job taking over for Sarah unexpectedly. You seamlessly jumped in there and saved the day so that everything was able to go on track. I'm personally excited for our speech contest. I hope that we have a good turnout that day. We're able to see everybody. So that is my evaluation, and I will turn it back over to Farron, and maybe we'll end a few minutes early today. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Chanel. Let's see. Do we have any birthdays this week? Nobody? Okay. Well, virtual stickers.
Winnie.
Oh, Winnie. I didn't see you. When's your birthday, Winnie?
Saturday.
Ooh,
Awesome.
happy birthday.
Thank
Birthday.
you.
Do we want to sing?
Let's do it. Everybody
Let's
unmute.
One,
I do the
two,
countdown.
go.
1, 2, 3.
Happy
birthday to
you.
Happy
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
birthday,
dear Winnie.
Winnie.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to you and many more.
Thank you, everyone.
I love Zoom singing. It's the best.
22 years young, right, Winnie? 22.
18.
18.
Bob and I call that a heart-wrenching rendition of birthday.
My kids ask me, Mom, what's your real age? Don't tell me you're 18.
Stop telling me you're 18, Mom.
Well, happy birthday, Winnie. And virtual stickers go to Heather for a great speech, as well as Storm for jumping in last minute to take over timer. And was that anyone else's first time in their roles? I don't think so, right?
Chanel carried a couple roles.
Yeah, virtual sticker to Chanel as well for double duty, triple duty.
And Farron picking up the slack for Toastmaster, so.
All right, we can fill out next week's agenda. Sorry. Chanel, are you still good to give a speech on that day?
I think I need to cancel it because I'm going to be working on my speech for the next week for the competition, and it's realistic, I think, for me to do both well. So
okay. Would anyone else like to give a speech then next week? Denny? Yeah. All right. Who would like to evaluate Denny next week? And also, it is backwards day, so you will give Denny's evaluation before you hear her speech. Chanel.
Oh, that's going to be helpful.
Awesome. And a timer for next week. Heather? Counter? Storm? Grammarian?
I can do it.
Okay, Joey. General evaluator? I think I can do that. Table topics master. Should I try to give that to Denise or
Winnie.
Okay, Winnie. Winnie for table topics.
Did Sarah just disappear or what? Sarah just disappeared?
Yeah, her computer wasn't working, so she was logging in on a laptop and there must be something going on with it.
Yeah.
Toastmaster, I'm gonna see if Sonia or Denise can do that. I'll reach out to them. Isaac, stop please. And Zoom Master.
I can do that.
Okay, Joey. Looks good. And then February 23rd will be our speech contest. Does anyone want to reserve a spot for March 2nd to give a speech?
Storm?
Maybe. Maybe. If I'm back on. Yeah.
All right. I'll write it down.
What date?
On March 2nd.
March 2nd.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Ty, are you joining?
Yeah, I did want to. I'm not sure who to connect with on that as far as making any kind of financial arrangements or whatever. But yeah, no, I'd definitely like to join. And
Hold on, let me get you my email. I'm gonna drop in the chat. I just gave it to Storm because we were doing some private messaging.
okay.
I was listening to Storm and his Egypt trip. There we go. There you go, Ty. So grab my email, email me, and I'll send you the form and all that stuff because Denise isn't here, and Denise normally takes care of that. But
yeah, I have had some communication with her, and I apologize for being late. I didn't get an update or anything, and I didn't realize it was the same link, so I just kind of figured it out. So
sorry about that.
Yeah, no, it's okay. She responded back to me. I was like, "Hey, does this happen? Does this happen every Tuesday?" I wasn't quite sure. So, yeah. So, and as I learn the rules, I will start, once I join to volunteer for some of this stuff.
Yeah. So what I'll do is email me. I'll send you the form to fill out the application, and you can do whatever you're comfortable with tech-wise to get that back to me. And then once you do that, send that back, then we'll get you hooked into the system. I'll send you an email with like step-by-step how to get into pathways, how to choose your path, but I'll also include the icebreaker speech as a PDF, which you can go in once you get into pathways, then you can view that, but I will get that to you so you can see what the icebreaker speech is all about before you get in. So you can have if you want to jump in on the second, then you can for your icebreaker.
Okay.
Yeah. So just email me and I'll get all that to you.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. That's why I asked if you wanted to just schedule yourself for March 2nd to jump right into it, or if you want to wait another week.
Sure, that's fine.
Okay, I'll put you down for March 2nd.
Welcome, Ty.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right. Any other questions, comments, criticisms, concerns? Okay, then we will see you next week on February 16th for Backwards Day. You can wear your clothes backwards if you want to.
Where the hood backwards, it'll go this way.
Yeah.
All right. Have a great week, everybody.
All right.
Bye,
Thank you.
guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.